Now, one of the men who managed to get a seat inside the AGM was Tom Watson MP, who of course you'll know as being the man who was asking questions at the Commons Select Committee and who today managed to get a seat. How did you get a seat for this?
I was invited over by some investment advisory groups who secured the proxy vote of the AFL-CIO, so I came over as a proxy for them.
So you got a backdoor ticket, basically, to ask a question in front of investors and shareholders. Yeah. What did you ask Rupert Murdoch, and what did you think about his response?
Look, I came here to explain to the directors my very serious concerns about the depth of the scandal in the UK. I particularly raised my concerns about computer hacking and the potential that that might have to be as scandalous and as large as the phone hacking scandal that afflicted the company and has afflicted the company for the last 2 or 3 years. And I raised a very specific point that the Serious Organised Crime Agency are in possession of hard drives that may show this. I asked the board if they knew about it, and they couldn't confirm or deny whether they did.
How did you make of the way that Rupert Murdoch dealt with all these different people who were all essentially calling on him to step down and someone more independent to become chairman?
Well, it certainly wasn't the most humble day of Rupert Murdoch's life today. The message that came from him was no change at News Corp, the status quo prevails, whatever concerns you've got about corporate governance of this company, I'm not going to act on. I would imagine that all the reform proposals would have been rejected by the shareholders, so there is no change, but that's no surprise to those of us that have been involved in this inquiry for a number of years. The key thing is that the independent shareholders for once made their voice heard, and I think that in slower time, if the board failed to respond to some of their very legitimate concerns, then they're going to be in serious trouble.